right, guys, we'll start with an opening statement from Coach Moore, and then we can move to questions from me.
Again, I just keep getting prouder and prouder of this team and these young ladies from where we came from and what they've been able to accomplish. And tonight was a great example of it. You had a 10-point lead, and then all of a sudden Florida State goes on a run. I didn't do a real good job during that stretch of putting us in a good position against their zone defense, and they were able to make a run and I guess take the lead maybe there for a minute. But instead of hanging their heads and whatever, they just bounce back, and that's what they've done all year. So, for Kaylee Ely to step up and hit 10 out of 11 free throws, for Keela Mays to go out with a turned ankle and then come back in and 18 points, 5 block shots, and Kiara's been playing at a high level for us. Thought she had her best game at Clemson, and she had another good game tonight. So it's each night it's somebody different. If we ever get all 5 of them rolling at the same time, we could be a pretty dangerous team. But one other thing real quick, I did, first quarter we gave up 18 points, and I told them that's not us. We're not going to win giving up 80 points. That's just not us. And again, to hold them to 8 in the second quarter and then 30 in the second half says a lot again about their resolve and their character. So real proud of them.
Coach, you mentioned Akila a little bit there, but with her coming back from that turned ankle, and then she goes on essentially in that fourth quarter a 10-0 run of her own, I guess midway through.
Right.
How critical was it for her to come back in that game and have the confidence that she did to keep going inside?
Yeah, I mean, again, like I said, the worst decision I've made since I've been at NC State was not redshirting Akila Mays her freshman year, and I wish we had her one more campaign. But yeah, she finished great. Let's face it, Florida State got in some foul trouble inside, especially Thomas, and so that made it real real important that we got the ball inside, and then she was able to not only finish around the rim, she also hit her free throws too. So great job.
She's come a long way.
Yeah, I think she has. Yeah. Sometimes she's kind of quiet and laid back sometimes, and every now and then I got to rattle her cage a little bit. But yeah, I thought, like I said, the Clemson game, she was so good off the bounce, under control. I mean, she was finishing when she needed to, and when the help rotated, she made some great decisions. And on the board, she can help us a lot. I thought tonight, second half, she did a better job. Went and got 5 defensive boards. So again, she's stepping up. Ely, I think, is the most improved player in our program, on our team. We wouldn't be where we are without her. And I'm hard on point guards, so there's times I probably am harder on her than I am others, but she handles it and keeps coming back, and did that again tonight.
I've got to ask you about these numbers. In the first half, Chelsea's 1 for 6, Kiara's 2 for 6, Akila's 3 for 7. Second half, Chelsea 5 for 6, Kiara 3 for 4, Akila 4 for 4.
Great coaching. That's great coaching. That's great coaching. No, I mean, again, I told them at halftime, it'll be a shame if we don't win this game, because they worked so hard to get to this point, and there was no doubt in my mind that if we went out there and competed, that we could go toe to toe with this team. And we were getting beat pretty bad on the boards in the first half. Still lost that battle, but we definitely closed the gap and did a better job. And that's, again, been real important to this team all year. And like I said, hit 20 out of 25 free throws. That's amazing, because probably early in the year, everybody thought they were going to play hack-a-shack on us. So, they were able to bounce back and really improve in that area.
Coach, you at 12-5 and 1-3, it was sort of dangling right there.
Yeah.
If you just talk to what's happened over the last 6, obviously you're 6-0, but just what is it you've seen from your team? I guess the fortitude that didn't lay down.
That's what I'm saying. Yeah, 1-3 in the conference, and let's face it, we lost 4 seniors that were starters and 4 of our top 5 scorers, and you're 1-3, and like I said, it's real easy to just start wondering, okay, maybe this isn't gonna happen. So, and not only to win 6 straight, 3 of them on the road. I mean, it's tough on the road out there, folks, in this league. I don't care who you're playing. And, that's gonna be important come Sunday. This is a great win, but, I don't remember if it's Bobby Knight or Bill Parcells talked about big game, next game, you gotta make sure you're ready to go in that next game. That's the one that comes back to bite you. And, we had a great crowd here tonight, a lot of energy in the building. Sunday, we're gonna have to keep bringing that, because that's who we are. We work hard, we play together, we compete, and find a way to win, and we can't let up, no matter who we're playing. Again, I know I'm rambling too much, but the greatest example I've seen, Louisville beat Notre Dame by 30, Florida State knocked off Louisville, Notre Dame beat Florida State by 30. Okay? I mean, it's just crazy. 30 points here, lose there, another 30 flip-flop the other way. This league is crazy, and that's what's so impressive about what these young ladies have done, but we still got work to do.
Did you see it coming after the Duke game? Did you
Oh,
feel-
of course. No, I tell everybody, I don't look at records, stats. I mean, you look at stats, but I don't look at records. I look at film, and you look at film, you see players that can bite you if you don't come up and play and get it done. So that I think we had the ability to be a really good team. I really did. Even when these kids weren't playing a whole lot last year, some of them, I knew they were talented. I didn't know if they would compete and have heart. Now they've done that. So that's why they are where they are.
Kayla, what did you think about the way Akila came back in the game after the injury and helped you guys down the stretch?
Yeah, I think it was important. Like, we needed her, like, down there on defense and on offense with her size. So I think it was really effective to have her back. I was glad to have her back. So.
Kayla, coming into the game, you were a 65% free throw shooter. You go 10 for 11 tonight. Can you talk a little bit about what sort of free throw drills, free throw practice, how much part of practice that's been the last few weeks?
We shoot free throws to end practice every day. And, we always but like, we know it's important, and it's paying off, as you can see. We shoot them twice a practice, so.
And now we shoot them during position shooting
Yeah.
too.
So we
Don't
shoot.
forget that. I've never done that before, but we started that this year. So,
Yeah.
and I may mix up. I may try to come up with a new shooting free throw drill for y'all. Throw y'all something new. No, just
Not
keep
yet,
doing.
Not yet.
Okay, all right, just keep doing what we're doing.
So, yeah.
All right.
And I've been shooting on my own a little with free throws too, so.
It looked like out there tonight, after you get the streak going, and they hand you that ball, it just looked like it was somebody hand your ass, ice cream cone. It was, you just couldn't wait,
Yeah.
for the next one.
Yeah. And that was another mistake I made. We should have ran a side bounds there late in the game. I tried to get cute and run a little tricky play. I should have just got her the ball because they were going to foul her and she was hitting free throws. So sometimes we overcoach, okay? And that was an example of that. But luckily, they bailed me out.
Hey, one other question for Kayla. That steal at the end of the game, was that something you just decided on your own to try and go after because you saw him roll the ball in the first time?
Yeah, and then I saw her like kind of turn her back towards it, so I said, why not,
That broke your back.
That was big.
Yeah.
My question for Kiara, just what is it about the NC State team do you think lends itself to fight back from a 1-3 start in the ACC? You're sort of the new player contributor. What are you seeing this season? Maybe that was different than you were sitting last year.
Well, the coaches do a great job of preparing us for scout, and I think they make it easy on us just to pay attention, focus, and come out ready to play every game. So I think I praise the coaches a lot because they prepare us really well for each game.
Were you confident after the new game that this could happen, the 6th game? I mean, were you guys still, seeing the big picture, I guess, and that you could?
Oh yes, he's not going to let up on us ever. So we know we got to come out hard, fighting hard every game.
We may see if we can increase your scholarship.
Thank you.
You're doing good. You're doing good. Definitely more meal money.
You're number 3 on the team right now in rebounding average. Going into, or when you were before you got to NC State, was rebounding that big a part of your game, or is this been something that I know Coach has emphasized rebounding is like his most important aspect of playing? Was it something you just adapted to since you got here?
I think I've always been a rebounder. It's always been a part of my game, but now that I'm on the floor more here, I know I have to get it done.
Question for both players. What have you ladies learned in the last 6 games that can help you moving forward and into the postseason with the ACC tournament and NCAA tournament?
Don't change anything, just trust the process and focus. Keep shooting, keep coming in the gym, doing extra work.
We never let up. I feel like even when we're down, we encourage each other all the time. Like you might not like see it, but we're talking to each other. And I think that's very important. I think that's helped us the last 6 games when we've been down, just like talking to each other, encouraging each other, telling people to keep shooting, keep playing. And it's paid off.
Kara, for you guys, I mean, obviously, everybody's going to focus on the offensive side of the ball when they look at the box score, but FSU took 20 more shots than you guys. I mean, how
That's what I was sitting here staring
Yeah,
at. I'm trying to
exactly.
figure out how they did it.
20 more shots, and then I think it was 18 more three-pointers. So I think they finished 6 of 26, 5. You guys finished 5 of 8 from three-point range. So how important has the defensive aspect been for this team as well?
He stresses defense a lot, and that's important. Like we aren't a team that want to give up 80. Like so, like he really presses us to get down and guard somebody. Like take pride in who we guard, and I think that's important because like you can do the dirty work, play defense, and still let it translate to offense. And I think that's what translates to offense for us is our defense.
With that in mind, one last question for Coach. Wright comes into the game averaging 18 a game. She's shooting 44% total, 41% from 3. You hold her to 5 for 17 and 3 of 10 and 5 below her average. And Akoma is averaging 10 a game. You hold her scoreless. Who gets the defensive credit for those?
Kiara guarded 32 right most of the night. So thought she did a great job, except for that 1 3 she gave up late in the game. I didn't like that one. But, the kid had 9 threes at Wake Forest. She had 5 the other day against Notre Dame. So she's a great shooter, unbelievable three-point shooter. And, again, I thought Key did a great job on her. And, as far as the others, who'd you say?
Akoma, number 12. She was averaging 10 a game.
Ace was on her and did a good job of getting out to her and not giving her looks. So,
And Shakayla was also averaging 18 a game. You hold her to 10. Of course, she got in foul trouble early, but
yeah.
good defensive job.
Yeah, I mean, again, really, you can go all the way down the line. Every one of them probably averaged more than they scored tonight. So, Ely did a good job on Alex as well. So,
Yeah, she was averaging 12.
White's a nice player, and I thought, Akila, for the most part, guarded her and did a nice job. So there's a lot of people stepped up, and it's a team thing, that's what we stress is, don't leave people on an island. You got to help each other, and they've been doing a pretty good job of that.
Coach, you're known for recruiting great shooters. What does it mean to you to have a team that's so solid defensively?
Yeah. Screwing up my image, aren't they? I don't know. It's funny. I think because I try to recruit people that can shoot, I think people think sometimes that, defense must not be as important. My philosophy is we're going to recruit people that can score, okay, that can shoot the ball and score, that are a threat. This isn't gymnastics. They don't give us points for style. We got to put the ball in the hole, okay? So we are going to recruit people that can shoot. But then once they get here, we expect them to play defense, and we're going to make them play defense, if at all possible. So, that's our philosophy, and I think if a coach calls me and says, "Hey man, I got the greatest defensive player you've ever seen," I'm not going to recruit that kid because that probably means that kid can't shoot a lick. Okay, so we're going to get somebody that can score it a little bit, and then we'll work together and play D.
Wes, you've now tied the record that you came in here with for most consecutive wins in the ACC. It's at 6. 7 now.
I haven't. They have,
6.
but yeah, I hadn't made a bucket yet.
What would you say is the biggest difference between that team 2013, 2014? The obvious one is obviously your center, but
First year? I don't know. That team was a lot of seniors, and they were ready to win. I mean, they bought in. And, this team's kind of buying in now. They're getting that scout is important, and, knowing what the team's going to do and trying to take that away. rebounding. But that group, that's what was so awesome about that. My first year was really fun here because it was like 6 or 7 seniors and they were ready to win. And so anything I was selling, they were buying. And I love those kids. I mean, I was texting with Keisha Gatman last night. She's back here in school, you know, and I'm on her because she's going to hopefully finish this up and graduate. And I love those kids. And they bought in, and it was a fun year. And this one's shaping that way. We just got some more work to do. Hopefully it'll keep going.
You see that as the biggest similarity is the buy-in?
Yeah, I think so. And this team isn't all seniors like that one was. And it was my first year, you know. They thought, oh, this guy, okay, he must know what he's doing maybe. You know, they didn't have time. These kids have figured out he ain't as smart as we thought he was now, okay? Those kids didn't have time to figure that out. They thought I was okay, okay? But, you know, again, like I said, we still got work to do. This was a big win tonight, though. I mean, you know, our RPI is good and all that stuff, but we needed a signature win, and so that's good, and just got to keep building.
I got one last question for student athletes.
Yeah.
I know your brother played here, you're from Raleigh, Broughton. Is this a little more personal, succeeding at NC State than maybe it would be normally for both of y'all?
Definitely.
Well, I'm a transfer and I'm coming back from injury, so I think I have something to prove. And I think they're doing a great job of helping me do that.
Does the fact that it's at NC State maybe mean a little more?
Oh yes, this is family school.
Well, why didn't you do that 3 or 4 years ago?
You didn't recruit me.
No, don't say that. When I got here, you'd already committed, but, you know, you hadn't
I
signed
was
anything.
injured. I couldn't do
Yeah,
anything.
okay, I got you.
I
yeah.
think definitely, this was my dream school, so I'm glad to be here.
Yeah. And I remember the previous staff had recruited Ely.
Yeah.
And we made her wait a little while because we had to evaluate where we were. And it's neat when you get somebody like that always wanted to come to this school. That does make it special. There's no doubt about it. And special for me too, you know. I get emotional. They don't see it as much as I used to, but you know, there was a few times tonight I was about ready to cry. You know, Chelsea getting her 1,000th point, and then just the way we finished that game and all, it's emotional. And I couldn't be again prouder of both of these young ladies and the whole team. It's fun.
Anything else for the group? Thank you, everyone.
Thank y'all. Sorry y'all had to go with me.